NetCredit is here to say yes to a personal loan or line of credit when other lenders say no. Apply in minutes and get a decision as soon as the same day. Loans offered by NetCredit or lending partner banks and serviced by NetCredit. Application subject to review and approval. Learn more at netcredit.com/partner. NetCredit. Credit to the people.
Hey, it's Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. Now, I was looking for fun ways to tell you that Mint's offer of unlimited premium wireless for $15 a month is back. So I thought it would be fun if we made $15 bills. But it turns out that's very illegal. So there goes my big idea for the commercial. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speed slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
Hello and welcome back to another rip-roaring episode of Who's the Bitch? Woo! I am coming to you live from Connecticut.
It's everybody's dream come true.
Everybody's dream to be on the 3rd floor of their brother's house in Connecticut recording a podcast, and here I am living it.
Hell yeah, you are just sweating, just slowly giving the attic sweat life, baby, but you look great.
Yeah, it's been like a crazy bit of summer. I just got back from flying back out to LA for a wedding.
And boy, are your arms tired. They're tired, Kara. You've been up all night long on the plane, Kara. Do you like my joke?
First of all, I know it's so hack, but I kind of love talking about plane etiquette so much.
Ooh.
Like, what do you think? Okay, today I had to take a red eye to Atlanta.
Okay.
And then a flight from Atlanta to Westchester, New York, because it's a little bit closer to where I am. And JFK is kind of a nightmare to get to from where I am. So I switched planes. I did a red eye, and then I switched planes, like, whatever. I'm a zombie, but it's fine. And
a beautiful zombie.
Thank you. And I was by the window for the flight back. And this woman, I like the window down. I want to sleep. I don't want, look, maybe I'll put the window up a little bit for like a beautiful nighttime descent into a city, but we don't need to look at the clouds. I'm sorry. And I was kind of like sleeping, and this woman kept reaching across and opening my window.
And I kept across.
And then I would wake up and I would shut it, and then I would open my eye, and then I would close my eyes again, and she would do it. She did it a couple times.
No. I'm sorry.
And I was like,
didn't get the window seat. You don't get the window seat, then you don't have control over the window.
Yeah.
Also, wasn't it in the middle of the night? What the hell did she want to see?
No. This was the morning
Twilight Zone?
It was the morning flight. So I think she was like an older lady, and maybe she was a little bit nervous. I could see she had her font on her phone up to like 72.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, she wasn't old. She wasn't like an old lady. I would say younger than our moms, but not by much, And
it's just like, you know what? I take that back. I was about to say, no, my mom knows not to do that.
Yeah.
I know my mother would never do something like that.
And the only reason I kept closing it is because it was hot as hell, and the sun was like beating in on my legs.
It's because that's why you have to wear SPF. Everybody says you can get burned. It's not good for your skin when the thing is open. It's extra sun. It's so good for you.
I gotta wear SPF on the plane now?
You gotta wear SPF on the plane. That's what they're saying. They say you gotta wear SPF on the plane.
I can't handle it.
I don't know, man. And I can't believe. See, I say that I can't believe you didn't say anything, but I know that I wouldn't say anything.
But I did definitely say something with my motions.
Oh, with the motions. I just kept
putting
it back down.
And then going back to sleep. And then she kept opening it. I would wake up and go, boom.
There's something about, too, the way people open and shut things. Like, I go outside to smoke weed, and I have a neighbor that anytime I go outside to smoke weed, I hear her slam the window shut. Like, she's so angry. And it's like, do you realize that that's not stopping me from smoking weed outside? You do realize that, right?
Also, the smell of weed. I mean, if it was cigarettes, I might be like, okay, that's a little stinky, but weed doesn't bother me.
Or if I was out there all day, every day, it's like, no. I go out there to smoke a joint after my work day, okay? It is just one. I am by myself. I'm not even talking to anybody. So that, oh my God, with the huffing of the clothes, it gets you nowhere, bitch. It gets you nowhere. What are you going to do? And even with that woman where it's like, you're sitting, I'm assuming she's middle seat, so maybe she's trying to get some kind of control over her life.
It was just the two of us. It's just the two of us. We were just on a little plane, so it was just 1-2.
And she's opening
and she just was reaching across me and doing it. And then at the end, she was like, I hope you have a really great day or something. And I was like, yeah, you too.
guess.
Like I wasn't glaring at her or anything. There was no bad intent. I just kept shutting it and being like, I don't want this
Oh
open.
my
It's too
God.
hot.
Well, then how do you feel about now? My problem is I got a face that everybody loves to talk to. It is, it's my God's gift, I guess. I usually love it. The only time I don't like it is when I'm on a plane.
I know.
Because then I'm trapped and I'm so bad at being like, hey, I'm just
I'm just going to put my headphones in and ignore you now.
I'm not gonna. And I'm so bad at it. And how many times it's like, then at the end of a 6-hour flight, we're exchanging numbers.
Right.
I'm like, I know your whole life story. And now I'm like, I was supposed to get a bunch of work done and now I haven't gotten anything done.
I know. It's weird. Like once in a blue, I'm in the mood.
Sure.
Once in the blue, I'm like, where are you going? And I'll talk to somebody forever. But most of the time I'm like, no, don't talk to me. Leave me alone. I don't want to
Only
talk.
when I'm sitting on a
I
flight.
think it's like we just talk for a living. We just talk so much. We talk to so many people. We're talking. And I'm just sometimes I'm like, I'm getting in the Uber and I'm just like, no. I want to say, hi, how are you? This weather's crazy we've been having. And then I want to shut it off.
and that's it.
Like, let's just
Oh my
end
God,
it.
don't even get me started with this is why I thought I hated Los Angeles, because specifically when I would come out here to do jobs and I would get Ubers, I was like, in Los Angeles, all the drivers want to talk to you. In New York, none of the drivers want to talk to you. And that's my favorite.
Yeah.
I don't want to be talking to the people in the cars. But now I kind of like it. Yeah, I'm down to talk about your day.
It depends. Unless you start talking to somebody and then they're like, you can kind of get an idea really quick that you don't want to be talking to them.
Yeah.
That you don't share the same worldview.
Oh, yeah. That's why I usually try to keep it pretty broad. Like, how do you feel about Scarlett Johansson? Because honestly,
Yeah.
everybody has an opinion.
What a perfect segue into
you.
our unsolicited advice.
Thank you very much.
Jackie,
Thank you.
masterful.
Yeah, I've done a
Let's-
couple of
let's,
transitions in my day.
Let's close the loop on the conversation about ScarJo, which, by the way, ScarJo Jost. ScarJo.
ScarJo.
She's now she's ScarJost. She, famously, we talked about it a couple episodes ago, kissed her co-star. We had a big kissing conversation
Slutty little
about
glasses.
lip kisses. Yeah.
Now, I will say as a person that I have recently gone to see the Jurassic Park movie, and I have seen the slutty little glasses for myself. I get
And
the
what
kissing.
What were your thoughts?
I definitely
on
get the kissing.
Slutty little Jurassic Park movie.
It was a lot of fun. I didn't know it was a soft reboot of sorts, so there's no Chris Pratt in it. It's like the Chris Pratt movies did not happen, and that gives me wings. That I dislike watching Chris Pratt in things, except for Parks and Rec. And I fell off the Jurassic Park movies because I didn't like watching Boro Snoro Chris Pratt. And so
Interesting.
I found out that this one was like a soft reboot of a new one, had nothing to do with the other one. I was like, oh, I'll go check. I mean, a dinosaur movie. I love a dinosaur movie. It's very stupid. It's very silly. It is fun. It is mutated dinosaurs. So, I mean, it's not only dinosaurs, but bigger, crazier dinosaurs. I'm always living for that. But I get why ScarJo and Jonathan Bailey have a little bit of a chemistry, even though I will say, I think they have more chemistry on the red carpets than they do necessarily in the movie. But I don't think that
are
was
they
them.
romantic interests with each other in the movie?
No.
Insofar as there's
No.
any time to make out when you're running away from like a T-Rex?
Yeah, I feel like I think that this is going to continue, so I imagine this is going to continue on. But so they've been kissing on the lips on the red carpets. Now, Colin Jost. Yeah, I just want to flip them all.
Colin Jost.
You got to get in there. You got to clean them out, babies. No, Colin Jost is now. He's out here waving the green flags because while we talked about like, how would you feel if your partner was kissing somebody on the lips at their job? Now he has come out and has said, I mean, he's an openly out gay man, so I'm not really concerned, is essentially what his response is. Now, I mean, as someone that has attempted to have sex with gay men before, I'm not saying sometimes when there's a will, there's kind of a way, But I don't want to say that to Colin Jost, especially because the internet is also celebrating him right now for his green flag energy because ScarJo was just named the highest grossing actor at the box office according to global ticket sales.
Whoa.
And so they went to Colin and they were like, how do you feel about it? Oh, are you scared of your wife? Is this something you support? And I don't know what they expected him to say, but he made a joke and he said, when you think about it, combined, me and her are probably one of the top couples at the box office ever. She's probably doing a little bit more of the lifting, but combined, you know what I mean? This could be a huge record too. I've been in several #1 movies. I basically only do #1 movies, citing Tom and Jerry, Coming to America, and How to Be Single. And he was only making jokes about how much money he also makes. And the internet, of course, the internet at first was like, of course he's going to make it about him. Come on. All right, guys. He's not even being a bitch in this scenario.
Yeah, he's making
He's
jokes.
just making a joke.
Yeah.
He's making a joke. He's a comedian.
You can't
Let
joke
him
with
make
the
his jokes.
internet. You can't always joke with the internet. They don't get it.
You know, not in July, not when like the heat is heating up out here. I guess it's just like people can't.
Yeah.
They're like, is it a joke? Ah! And they just have their flip outs. And you know what it is, Kara? It's just too hot. It's just too hot.
The rent is too damn high. The temps are too damn high.
It's
We
just
can't.
too hot. I can't
Too
with
hot.
this. It's just, I feel like I am the person that really, like, how long do I have to be outside and I'll be sweating for what? No, thank you.
I know. I'm headed to New York City tomorrow, and that's going to be something else. New York in July, baby.
Smell that beautiful trash. But I will say there's nothing like the frenetic energy of New York in the summertime. It makes you think anything is possible.
Anything.
Right?
The littlest breeze in the air just gets your freaking nips hard. It's great.
Nah.
It's
and you're
a
like,
great.
oh, is someone actively pissing in that trash can, or does it just kind of smell like that? You know, the beauty of New York in July.
Gorgeous New York. Well, let's move on to our next piece of unsolicited advice that you were telling me about, because this is going to make my blood boil even more, speaking of heat.
You know, Jennifer Aniston, right? I sometimes yell, you know, just into the ether, because I feel personally that Jennifer Aniston kind of has always been ripped apart for absolutely no reason. I don't know if it's just because because she's real hot. But I feel like since we've been young, since watching Everything with Friends, we have just watched her be like in headlines, just being like, she never had children. She's all alone. They always leave.
She's one of our most highly scrutinized through a misogynist lens actresses that we've had in the modern age, I would say.
Yes.
Because she, had quote unquote this perfect marriage and then it broke up. And now we're starting to realize who the bitch is in that, aren't we?
Perfect for who? Like now that we're hearing a lot more about Brad Pitt,
Yeah.
I think, can we give her a little bit more grace? But the answer is, of course not. No way. The internet will never let up. And are they upset because of the rerun?
I think her not having kids too.
And yes.
I think her not having kids, I think that drives people fucking crazy.
Honestly, we were talking about this. I forget what show that I was talking about this not long ago, because it's it makes sense of why Courtney Cox never got it quite the same way. She had a kid. It makes sense that Lisa Kudrow never got it quite the same way. She has a kid. I feel.
Yeah.
And maybe this is just from a childless person that maybe I'm seeing too much into this, but the internet right now is making fun of Jennifer Aniston because she is currently dating a new man. Now, I saw lots of headlines of being like, and he looks just like Justin Theroux, not getting over it much. And it's just leave her alone. Now, my main problem with this story, that yes, now who's the one that is judging here, is the fact that she is dating
He doesn't look that much like Justin Theroux, by the way.
He doesn't look that much like fucking Justin Theroux. And he's a hypnotherapist and a transformational coach.
There's the jokes.
This is what I'm saying, Kara, because he claims to have healed his own chronic illness. And he says that he offers clients the chance to heal the emotional and energetic roots of illness so your body can recover and thrive. Now, it is, according to this article, controversial neuro-linguistic programming method to do it. And if we're going to,
which, by the way, we've covered on our other podcast.
Tell me.
Because in an episode, neurolinguistic programming is kind of pseudoscience, and it's like hypnotism. And in the episode of SVU that we covered, somebody used it to be sexually assaulting women. And then in real life, there was a story about it as well. There was a case of it. But I believe when we looked it up, it was like,
he hypnotized her into the relationship, Kara? Are we finding this out right now?
I think it's like, I think neurolinguistic programming it's a pseudoscientific approach to communication is what Wikipedia says about it. So it's a pseudoscience, which basically means listen, I think something like this could work. I think placebo can work on people.
For sure.
I do completely believe that people can make themselves sick with their own depression and like with their own and behaviors and thoughts and stuff like that. I do think that can manifest as physical illness. I do believe.
I also feel that a lot of people, I know specifically people that have been helped with hypnotism specifically before. And I know that also really helps. There's just something about the claiming to have healed his own chronic illness that really, I know maybe I'm not like the other girls, but like it rubs me the wrong way.
I know. And part of me is like, if you are somebody suffering with a chronic illness, and listen, chronic illness is a very huge basket.
God, no
a lot
joke.
of people suffer from various things. If you're somebody who's tried everything and you've got the money to go after this Instagram guy, and I tend to believe it's a snake oil salesman, but if it's placebo and it helps you,
and
great.
It helps you, then that's wonderful.
Yeah, but
I just feel like it's kind of dangerous territory.
It really is, and it's very surprising. I'm surprised and not surprised, because I feel like the more Jennifer Aniston went from kind of like Aveeno and Smart Water, and I've been seeing her veer into a little bit more woo-woo stuff about how her mom fed her certain things when she was,
I am a person that I go see a witch friend of mine that I buy ritual oils from. I am woo-woo. So I need you to know that, I know, and Kara is not, and I think it's one of the many beautiful portions of our friendship that we contain a spectrum of. And
I have 2 crystals on my desk at home. I have 2 crystals, and I like looking at them. I don't know if they do anything, but I like looking at them.
And I'm looking at them, baby.
One of them makes me feel good when I pick it up,
And that's great. And honestly, if that does it for you, and isn't that wonderful, I was just talking about this with my mother. We were talking about mediums, and my mom went to see a medium that really helped her. And I was like, if they help you, that's wonderful. Just remember that not all of them know what they're doing.
Yeah, it's sort of not surprising to me, but it's like, first of all, let Jen fuck. Let her do what she wants. I don't really care. This guy is hot. Let her do what she needs,
Sure.
This is not surprising.
I hope she's not being manipulated.
And I don't think the jokes should be that he looks like her ex. The joke should be that she's dating a hypnotist.
That's what I'm saying, right? That's the joke. Honestly, guys get better at finding the joke of a situation.
Oh my God.
In 1920, a broke immigrant in Boston became one of America's richest, most infamous men, practically overnight. He swindled the modern equivalent of $250 million and etched his name into history as the mastermind behind one of the most notorious scams ever, the Ponzi scheme. Hosted by Maya Lau and featuring award-winning comedian and actor Sebastian Maniscalco, this is Easy Money, The Charles Ponzi Story, an Apple original podcast produced by At Will Media. Follow and listen on Apple Podcasts.
Buying a car in Carvana was so easy. I was able to finance it through them.
Whoa, wait, you mean finance?
Yeah, finance. Got pre-qualified for a Carvana auto loan, entered my terms, and shop from thousands of great car options, all within my budget.
That's cool, but financing through Carvana was so easy.
Financed. Done. And I get to pick up my car from their Carvana vending machine tomorrow.
Financed.
Right, that's what I said.
You can spend time trying to pronounce financing, or you can actually finance and buy your car today on
Carvana.
Financing subject to credit approval. Additional terms and conditions may apply.
But now, everyone, I know that we should, a lot of people oh, now you feel bad for Jennifer Aniston, but I always kind of have. And I know that she works really hard to look real good. And, she's out here reading hypnotist books and then making the relationship happen. So maybe she's the witch. And I would follow her until the end of time. Man, they still get $20 million off of residuals every year, each one of them.
From Friends.
20 mil. Yeah, dude.
Shit.
20 mil.
Just printing money. Crazy.
So that's why I'm like, is that why the internet is angry with her still? Is it the 20 mil?
No,
I don't know.
I think it's like she was literally pitched to us as Girl Next Door. Everybody was like, Girl Next Door, Jennifer. I mean, I think Courtney Cox is like gorgeous. I think Lisa Kudrow's gorgeous. But Jennifer Aniston was the one that people were really like sort of obsessed with her love life more. Maybe just because Courtney Cox got together with David Arquette pretty early and like, you know, whatever, the rest is history. But like, we were always obsessed with who Jennifer Aniston was dating.
Yes.
She marries the most famous man and the hottest guy in Hollywood. That ends in a way that's painful.
And what's so crazy too is how many people told her and what the headlines, and remember that she failed the marriage, that like so much of it was on her. And now, like you said earlier, now we're finding out a lot more about how Brad Pitt is in a relationship.
Yeah, and it's no good. And one could argue it's the height of bitchery. But like, I think people are just like, the girl next door needs to get married and have kids. Like, the girl next door needs to be doing certain things, and she's not doing these things. And that pisses people off. And also that she's like aging so gorgeously and like just doing whatever she wants, and that she's happy in her own life. As far as we know, what the fuck do we know? She could be miserable and crying herself to sleep every night. But as far as we know, it's like, she's happy. She's had a couple of great relationships. She doesn't, you know, I don't know. And we just can't, not me and you, but like people just cannot abide that she's not going down step A, step B, step C.
Yes.
Like all these things. And who the fuck knows? If she had kids, people would be criticizing how she's raising them or whatever. So now she just never gets a break. So
no,
you know
she
what?
doesn't.
I'm going to allow you to go out with this woo-woo man and let me know what happens. He is very handsome, and I hope he's healing her with some special oils in the bedroom. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm sorry. I was just thinking of Mr. Woo Woo. It was a line from, I kept saying in my head, Mr. Woo Woo. It is a line from Addams Family Values when she comes over and she says, 20 grand for summer camp, and he's Mr. Woo Woo. Which also, 20 grand for summer camp, by the way. Even in Addams Family Values, 20 grand?
That's crazy.
That's nuts.
That's crazy. Well, is it per kid?
I don't know. Well, it would be because
Is it for Pugsley and Wednesday?
No, I think it's just for the one because that's the parents that are talking about David Krumholtz. Mamma mia.
Just interviewed him for my other podcast.
I am dripping with envy. Did he talk about me?
So
did he know me?
funny.
Did he bring me up?
We did it.
You did it?
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
We talked about a lot of things. He is really fucking funny. He's really funny.
I know he is, Kara. I'm in love with him. Oh, is that creepy?
No, not at all. He was super funny and he was super cool. I'm trying to figure out when that episode's coming out. Oh, that episode's, I mean, you heard it here first. We talked to David Krumholtz. That episode doesn't come out until August 5th. So if you listen to both of these podcasts, you got a secret.
Enjoy.
You got a secret tip.
I'm already thirsting.
Yeah. But he was really hilarious, and he's very self-deprecating and funny. Like we were asking him, like, how'd you get into the Seth Rogen universe? He goes, Seth Rogen came into my universe.
Yeah, baby. Oh, he's
like,
so cute.
I think you would love him if you hung out with him. He's so fun. Yeah. And just iconic, Bernard the Elf, Addams Family Values. Freaks and Geeks.
I talk about Bernard a
Freaks
lot.
and Geeks? Is he in Freaks and
He's
Geeks?
not in
Or did I
Freaks
just
and
make that
Geeks.
up?
He's not.
No, what's the other thing?
He's in a million things,
Oh, no.
though.
I meant to say 10 Things I Hate About You.
Oh,
Not Freaks and Geeks.
Oh, 10 Things I Hate About You. But to be fair, he looks like he could have been in Freaks and Geeks. I'll give you that one. I'll give you that one.
He definitely does. All right, should we move on to some of our solicited advice?
Let's do
this
it.
week? We've got
Yes.
some goodies. Let's start out with a pretty funny voicemail.
Okay, let's do it.
Thank you for calling Who's the Bitch. Tell us in the voicemail who's the bitch. Beep.
My fucking sister-in-law's a bitch. So we had a cat in our family. My mother-in-law's cat died last week. We had to go put her down. I mean, which is like super fucking sad, but we are the type of people. We make jokes about everything. So like we literally just started doing AI images of the cat with like halos and angel wings and shit. And it was really fucking funny. And my sister-in-law in the group chat didn't think so. So she thumbs down my stuff. And I jokingly told her, I was like, oh, come on, sister-in-law's government name. Lighten up. We're having fun. And she said, excuse me? And got really mad and thumbs down my message again. And I was like, oh, she's real. She's really upset. So I was like, it was a joke. I was making a joke. And then she thumbs down again. So then I started thumbs down in her stuff. And that was a week ago. And we haven't spoke since then. We just keep thumbs downing each other's shit. And I got really mad the other night because I'm not over it yet, and went back and just went through all of our messages we've ever had together and just kept thumbs down and everything. Like, there's shit from months ago that I just keep thumbs downing. So she's getting these fucking messages from me where I just keep thumbs downing things that were sent from Christmas. And I can't stop, because if I stop, that means I fucking lose.
Hell yes.
Anyway, I don't know if she's a bitch anymore. I think it's me. I'm the bitch. Bye.
What
Had to kick it off with that call.
Amazing. Again, that is, wow. I am floored,
So
and
fucking funny.
loved this message.
I think you are the bitch for sure.
But
listen, you're the bitch, but you're being a funny ass bitch. And bitch, I'd like to hang out with, all the other labels that we say. You're being a bitch because you're being petty. You're going back into the past and you're fucking, but they're not taking a joke. Listen, here's the thing. Everybody takes these things so differently. I have never had a pet. So when someone loses a pet, I'm always like, I'm so sorry. Did you still want to go to the movie later? I just don't know how serious. Some people are you can't talk to them for a long time. It's like losing a person, you know? So I don't know. But I try to feel people out. It is a cat in your family. You have to kind of respect that your sister-in-law maybe feels more strongly than you do, and finds the use of maybe she's thumb downing your use of AI. She's like, this is bad for the environment.
Evil.
You shouldn't be
Think of the water usage.
You shouldn't be using this much water. No, but I don't know. In a way, I do think we need to respect that people can have different feelings from us. And if it had been me, I would have gone, oh, Jesus, and rolled my eyes. And I probably would have just taken a step back and let her wallow. But you've just decided to attack her with 10,000 thumbs downs.
I think the fact that it was going back and forth, though, I will say takes some of it off your back.
Yeah.
But I think going back and doing it for every text message is honestly the kind of petty that even if I was upset, I think I would eventually laugh. I feel like this is my problem with this, is that I don't have a problem with it, because I think that if I were that upset and someone went to that extent, I would come full circle and I would start to laugh. But also, I'm saying that as a person that likes to make jokes while I'm grieving. So
I like to make jokes to lighten the mood. To me, there's almost never an opportunity to not joke. Or I don't, that's so many double negatives, but I'm kind of just I always have to joke. Even if something is super hyper serious, I'm always oh, I got to make a joke and lighten this up. It's crushing me.
Yes.
I
guess I want to find out, what does your partner think about all of this? I guess I have many questions.
Oh yeah. What's the relation of the in-law though?
Because it's sister. I know it's just sister-in-law. So I don't know if it's their partner's family.
Sister. Yeah.
So, or if it's siblings partner.
Yes. Yeah.
I want to know what the relationship was between her and the cat, because you said that it was your mother-in-law's, right? Cat. So it wasn't her cat. It was, now that I'm not saying that maybe she didn't spend a bunch of time with the cat and she loves that cat so much. I guess my last question is, do you want to get past, do you have to get past this with her? Do you think this is something that she's going to let go? Do you think this is something you are going to let go? Do you think that you're going to get to a place that would you want to at some point be hey, I was being petty, I shouldn't have gone that far, and then get her, I don't know, a stained glass rainbow bridge off of Etsy. You know what I mean? I feel like there are ways in which to come back from this,
but
if
also,
you want
I think,
to.
Yeah, I also think it sounds like you don't want to lose. So I also
think I get.
I also understand, and I very much sympathize with that. That's how I feel when I fight with my husband. Win at all costs. But I think you could also just maybe let it stop thumbs downing and like let it breathe a little bit and then see what happens.
Or that, or like, we can just start hearting all of it. It's like maybe you're like, I've had a tide of change, and you just send that text and then you go and you heart all of them instead. I just feel like maybe that's just extending the bit, and then it doesn't, and it's just going to make her more and more upset. I feel like if I were in this position, let's say I'm in this position and I'm doing this to Natalie, I would eventually apologize. I would be like, I understand wanting to win, but I would get to a point of like, I should have been more respectful of your feelings, and the way that you feel about this is valid. If that, if the way that, like, you can't say someone can't feel a certain type of way, but maybe you just don't share. My problem is I'm saying this and everything in my brain is like, or you go even hard. Like, I know that's not the answer. The answer is not go harder, because then I started thinking of like, then, it's like, I want to go pay someone to paint a lawn. It's like, you don't want me to use AI. All right. I'll have an oil painting done of the cat in like as an angel flying to heaven, like going to the heavy side layer. I would make my own songs. Like, it's like, there's places we can go with this, Yeah,
but you don't want to be a person that she can never go to again. Like, if she had a real problem and she's like, well, I can't go to so-and-so because she's just going to ridicule me. Like, you want to kind of like maintain a relationship where you make jokes and stuff. Because for you, it was a cat, and making little halos about the cat doesn't diminish your love for the cat. You just thought it was cute and funny, and she thought it was disrespectful. Your sister-in-law. Oh my God.
Such a funny voicemail.
Please let us know what happens.
Yes.
It's so funny.
Also, are you doing petty shit? Let us know. who'sthebitch.com. Just go over to who'sthebitch.com. You can leave us a voicemail. You can send us an email. You can leave us a DM on
Share
Insta.
your pettiness with us. We love it.
I love a petty party, y'all.
We love a petty bitch.
Buying a car in Carvana was so easy. I was able to finance it through them.
Whoa, wait, you mean finance?
Yeah, finance. Got pre-qualified for a Carvana auto loan, entered my terms, and shot from thousands of great car options, all within my budget.
That's cool that financing through Carvana was so easy.
Financed. Done. And I get to pick up my car from their Carvana vending machine tomorrow.
Financed.
Right, that's what I said.
You can spend time trying to pronounce financing, or you can actually finance and buy your car today on
Carvana.
Financing subject to credit approval. Additional terms and conditions may apply.
High Five Casino is the top social casino that's free to play. Sign up today to receive a free welcome bonus and exclusive first purchase offers. Choose the Lucky Deal package for $9.99 and claim up to 550 game coins, 33 sweeps coins, 1 sweep coin daily bonus for 4 days, and 350 diamonds. Your high five moment awaits at highfivecasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. Must be 21 years or older. Terms and conditions apply.
All right, let's get to an email. Jackie, you've got an email.
Okay, great.
You've got
Love you both. Thanks for getting me through the following situation while I listen to you guys and provide a little levity in my life. By the way, just want to say how much I miss Roundtable of Gentlemen. Oh my God. And I still to this day re-listen to old episodes while night drinking. Okay, so here's the Kim Possible sitch. I work in a warehouse setting full of Trump voters. Oh God. Like walking into work screaming Trump, Trump at the top of their lungs at the start of our shift, completely disrupting our pre-shift meeting, mind you, and they are very brazen about it. Now, given that we're about half a year into this presidency, things have obviously shifted. These brazen people are now very suddenly quiet on politics, seeing as how the downward spiral of this nation has pretty much been helped along by their votes that they still to this day stand behind. Now, here's where I wonder if I'm the bitch. I have felt my personality and my demeanor harden at work. I no longer am friendly with my coworkers. I pretty much walk away or ignore any of their attempts at friendly conversation. I make no effort to maintain their friendliness or ask about their family or even speak to them on any topic, even if it's the one I like. Basically, being a stone cold bitch. The thing is, now watching the de-evolution of this country, the erosion of rights, and the stripping of money and aid needed by the lower class, all my coworkers voted for it and many still support it. Some were led astray by the promises of cheaper grocery, gas, and no taxes on overtime. How's that going, by the way, guys? Instead, it's the opposite. We even have lost work because of this administration because we shipped to another country that Trump decided to target for no reason, and as a result, they stopped importing our product and haven't shipped anything to them in 3 months. And this whole time, even though they were still warned about this by not only everyone, but also by me in our conversation at work, they still stand by it and say, don't worry, he'll fix it. This hits me particularly hard as I am a gay immigrant and these people actively voted for an administration that actively works against my rights. Now, anytime one of them tries to be friendly with me, I am lit with the same fire that sent that first brick flying at Stonewall. I have a hard time controlling my facial expression, and when someone starts a conversation with me unprompted, all of a sudden talking about their problems with their kids and wife, I can feel a glare light across my face. Every smile, every wave, every hello, how are you doing, what's going on, sends me into an angry spiral because all I can see is the malice and evil these people help to bring. As someone who will be applying for citizenship this year, I am filled with fear and anxiety. And these people are starting to become a walking representation of this fear and anxiety. Every time I see videos of the evil in this country unfolding, I am reminded I work with people who helped make this happen. And I can actively notice people marking and seeing a change in my demeanor. I'm pretty sure that I just seem like an asshole to them. Hey, I guess you are what you eat. Yeah. But I don't care, even though there's a part of me that's going, dude, you're kind of being a bitch right now. But after everything happening, I just feel like I can't separate these people from the decisions they made to ruin so many lives. I feel like I can't bring myself to feel any compassion for them, especially for the problems that they actively helped to support and create. So am I the bitch? Should I put these feelings aside and make more of an effort to be nicer and friendlier to these people and separate them from the way they vote? Or should I go on and just keep minding my own business and maybe my bitchiness is deserved? Thank you for your advice and time in bringing some light to my life, both through the show and through Roundtable and last podcast. Jackie, your depiction of Eileen Vernos was my favorite. Thank you. And I could practically smell the cigarette smoke that your depiction of her created. Thank you. That's such a sweet thing to say. Thank you so much for saying that. Oh, Kara.
Okay, this is a toughie. I mean, my thing is, you have every right to feel all these feelings that you're feeling towards your coworkers. Absolutely.
Yes.
And some people are better at compartmentalizing than others.
Yes.
You know, like I know people have to deal with their parents that voted against their rights and their spouses or their, you know, whatever. So these are your coworkers. So to me, it's really up to you how you want to feel. I want you to feel how you want to feel at work.
Yes.
If you're finding that this is leaking into your personal life, your out of work life, that you spend all day fucking angry and bitter and like sort of secretly seething, then I really want you to figure out a way to try to compartmentalize just for you.
You're right.
Not because I think that you're letting them off the hook and going, I'm being too much of a bitch. They don't deserve it.
No.
That you deserve to feel whatever you want to feel about people who actively voted against your freedoms.
Yes.
You do.
Yes. 100%.
But if you are like, I'm finding that I'm in a, like, for example, I have to relate things back to myself. I had a job when I first moved to New York where I just wouldn't speak all day. I would not talk to anyone. I would go in, sit at a cubicle, go through a bunch of resumes. That was my job. Go eat like a free Rice Krispie treat out of the kitchen and then go home. Like that was my whole fucking day. And I would talk to myself in the mirror when I got home because I didn't talk to anyone all day. And that's like bad for my personality.
Yes.
I'm a person that like thrives off being with other people. So that was not a great job for me. It was a temp job. I didn't stay there for a long time. But you know what I'm saying? Like if you're like, oh no, actually this is fine. And I actually crack open a beer at the end of the workday and I hang out with my friends and I actually am fine with that, then I'd say what you're doing is fine and keep on keeping on.
But the second it is now affecting you, because the thing is that holding on to anger, holding on to a grudge, even a deserved grudge, the only person it hurts is you.
Yeah.
It's holding in a toxicity that is and getting bigger and bigger by the day, but that's not hurting the people that voted for Trump. It's not. It's only hurting you. And right now, like Kara said, we got to do whatever is going to be best for you. Of course, in my dream of dreams, I'd say leave that fucking job and never look back. But we all know in this economy, kind of very
not
difficult
easy.
to say that. That is not, now is especially not the time to be saying that, especially, unfortunately, for the situation of the person writing in. This is such a tenuous time for you right now that think of what you need to succeed.
Yeah.
And holding that anger, it's not changing their vote. It's not making them
No, only the Epstein files
see
can do that.
humanity. Right? I mean, it's just not like that's not doing it. So I want you to take care of you and your brain. And if that, even if it is like starting to try and like let go, doing meditative practices, like if you get too worked up, as someone that like I used to refer to it as seeing red when I would get too angry and going through anger management, there are times when you need to actually remove yourself from a situation, which is often what I do now. If I see myself starting to get angry and I can't control it, I immediately excuse myself and I go into a bathroom and I talk myself down in the mirror. I've worked on these practices before, but that's what I have to do for me. And it's not because, of course, I don't want to be yelling at somebody, but I do those things to secure my brain and my space.
Yeah. And because you don't need to be like sticky sweet, like, hey girl, how was your weekend?
No.
When it's like somebody who actively says they like, disagree with your lifestyle and vote against it or whatever, or your identity. You know what I mean? Like they should fucking kind of, I don't know, I'm torn. I'm like, they should feel your contempt, but only if it's serving you and like, it's not like you don't feel like it's kind of bumming you out and making you like feel hardened and upset in your regular life, like in your outside life. Like, but I think that there's a way to just be cordial and baseline polite at work, but not give anybody the satisfaction. They don't get to have you. They don't get a right to a friendship with you.
That it also, like Kara was saying, that it's not about being real nice to them all of a sudden or even caring about their lives. Don't. Just do whatever you can to make your day not as clunky as it seems like it's already, because I imagine now the anxiety starts the moment you wake up because you got to go in and deal with them. And that also is definitely affecting your out of work life, because I would feel nervous having to go in and talk to them every single day.
Yeah.
And that's not fair to you. Of course, in my brain, I'm like, I want them to be nervous about talking to you, but I know that we can't, we can't, just because they go low doesn't mean we have to go lower, but sometimes it does. I will throw it out there. Sometimes it does.
Sometimes
I know that it's also, depending on work and stuff like that, my problem is also, I want to be like, start inviting them to, if I was going to kink nights, I'd be like, oh, you want to know about my kink nights? I'm supposed to care about your family. You want me to tell you about what I do?
Yeah.
Because I think you don't care about what I do either. So how about we keep this to a minimum?
Yeah.
And I think there's also something in saying that of, I don't want to hear about your personal life. And that is creating boundaries, not being a bitch.
Yeah, I don't think you're being a bitch at all. I just want to make sure you're not like, becoming like miserable,
right?
From,
because we can't change them.
Keeping up a wall around these people, between you and these people, and then does the wall come down? And you're right. Yeah, like you want to make sure that you've got your peace in your regular life.
Because I feel like some people are able to be talked through their disgusting beliefs in humanity, and some people can't. And these seem to be like the kind of people that we just write off from our lives if we could.
Yeah. But thank you so much for writing in, and wishing you tons of luck with getting your citizenship and all that. And
oh my
God,
God,
it's a really stressful time.
Please let us know how it goes. I am sending you all of the love and the positivity in the world.
Yeah,
you've got this shit.
Yeah. Okay, let's listen to another voicemail.
Thank you for calling. Who's the bitch? Tell us in the voicemail who's the bitch. Beep.
Hi, Karen, Jackie. I'm going to save the praise because this is the third time I've recorded this. Just know I'm a huge fan. I have a bullet point list in front of me. I'm going to throw out a lot of information, but I promise it's juicy. And I changed the names in this story for privacy's sake.
Okay.
So when I was in college, I was in a sorority. Gross, I know, whatever. And in my pledge class, I had these two friends. We'll name them Sarah and Kate, okay? Kate had gone into college with a boyfriend. We'll name him George. He got his education done early, super smart guy. He's like a finance bro in the city. He's got a lot of money. Okay, cool. Good for Kate. And then me and Sarah had gotten close because I struggled with my mental health. She had struggled with hers as well. She ends up down the road getting diagnosed with BPD. Okay, put that on the back burner. Now, as time goes on, we kind of, we're in the same sorority, but we kind of form our own little friend groups. I have my friends, they have theirs. It's great. We all get along, but they're not in my immediate circle. Okay, so as time goes on towards the end of college, I noticed that Kate had started hooking up with this guy named Chris, all while dating George. Okay, but I never really saw anything. I didn't really have any hardcore proof other than that they were constantly around and I heard little rumors or whatever, but I just didn't think anything of it. Again, staying in my own lane. Okay. So then my senior year, my dad died. And so if I was distant before, I became even more distant. You know what I mean? I stopped posting on social media, just kind of more kept to myself. My mom had also died in high school. So it really just did a number on me. Okay. So then college is over. I noticed that Sarah and Kate, they were in the same friend group, so they're hanging out outside of college. Makes total sense. Then down the road, Sarah starts dating George's brother. I don't know if Kate had set that up, but now not only are they in the same friend group, but now they're in the same family, right? Okay, so Kate and George get engaged. And this is good. He's got a lot of money. I've met the guy twice. He would come to visit campus. He's a nice guy, takes good care of her, whatever, loves her, all that good stuff. Now, even though I'm not really posting on social media, I'm still, lurking, peeping stuff, keeping up with the times. And I noticed that last month, Kate went on her bachelorette trip and Sarah was not there. Again, didn't really think anything of it, right? Okay. So then, this was last month that the bachelorette happened. Then this past weekend, I randomly get a text from Sarah. Now, just to preface what I'm about to say, I have not spoken to Sarah since 2021 when my dad died. And she sent me a condolence text, all that. And I said, thank you. And that's been it. We've had no further communication, at all. So then she texts me randomly this weekend saying, hey, you wouldn't happen to know how long Kate and Chris hooked up for, would you? Just trying to save a man from marrying a cheater. And this is my proposition. I didn't answer because I have not been affiliated with these people for at least 5 years. And I don't know if this is the only instance she's trying to refer to of Kate cheating. I don't know if maybe she's suspecting she's continuing cheating and she's trying to gather evidence. I don't know. But her and Chris's little fling had to have been at least 5 years ago. Okay, so I didn't answer. My boyfriend, I'm, filling him in, and he's like, oh, you need to answer. If that was you, you would want to know. And I agree, but also they seem so happy together. Again, he takes really good care of her. And so I just want to know, am I the bitch for not answering, or am I a bitch for breaking up this marriage, or is this girl Sarah a bitch? Because again, she has these BPD, and again, no shade to my BPD friends out there. Love you guys down, but she has, specifically this individual in the past, has had a history of sabotaging, kind of blowing things up. So I don't know if that's what she's trying to do here. She's dating the brother. It's very complicated. So I just would want to know what you guys would do in my position. I'm trying to protect my peace. I'm not a drama girly. I'm not a bullshit girly. I just want to know what you would do and if I'm a bitch for just kind of keeping my mouth shut. If the bachelorette was last month, the wedding has to be coming up soon. So I don't know. I need some outside opinions on this. Yeah, love you guys. Love the podcast. Yeah, enjoy your summer. Okay. Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye. This one's juicy.
Love you. Bye. It is juicy. I mean, I will say out the gate, I'd never text back.
I wouldn't text back.
No. This is not your
not
pig,
your circus, not
your
monkeys.
farm. Yeah, it's not. It is all of those exact phrases. Ain't none ya. Good for you.
If this is different, because if this was like you are like, oh, and George was one of my good friends in college and I feel like I need to let him know. No.
No.
First of all, you're saying a lot of stuff too about George treats her really well. I don't want to just, you don't even know that. Like, this is all stuff that's happening on Instagram, probably. Like, you don't really know what the situation is. Maybe she's making a huge mistake. It's really not your fucking business. It's not your deal. You didn't even know for sure that anything was going on back in the college days. It was like a rumor that you loosely heard of. Nah.
And you had no receipts back then either. That's the thing. Like,
no.
I even feel like it would be one thing if you had all the proof and she was coming to you for proof, but still, 5 years? I know that this doesn't usually matter, but I am curious, what time of day was it when she sent the text as well? Because I feel like that often, sometimes, not that we would just, I think that a lot of us can often judge that I feel like when you receive a text like that from someone you haven't talked to in years, oftentimes it's like, oh, and it was 2:00 in the morning where they were. Well, that makes a little bit more sense. Or does it make even more sense if it was like 10 a.m.?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But like, also, Kate has done nothing wrong to you. So like, why would you be complicit in sabotaging her relationship when it's like not your business and you don't even know the facts? You know what I mean? Like,
right.
If Sarah wants to burn down this friendship, you can let her do that with her own gas and her own lighter. You don't need to help.
You don't. No.
And I don't think you need to feel bad. And I think your boyfriend is not thinking about this holistically as like a full situation. Like, because you don't even know what happened. Maybe they made out 2 times. Maybe it went on for, who knows? It was years and years ago. It's not your business. This is the business of the people that are invited to the wedding. When they say, who would like to object to this union? Then that's the invitation for people to get up and go,
my God.
Actually, yes.
What if Sarah does?
Let them.
Oh my God. Let them. Can I also just, not to just fish for this, but if anybody stood up at your wedding, or if you've ever stood up for someone's wedding, please write in who'sthebitch.com. I have always been, because like, I have personally been to at least 2 weddings of like oh, this isn't going to last, huh?
Of
let's see how
course,
this
but
goes,
no one gets up and says anything.
No, I would never get up and say anything. That's what you say, years after the fact. And once they're divorced and everything's done, and you go like, I mean, I shouldn't say I told you so, but it is interesting.
Yeah.
This is not your story, babe. And I love that you didn't write in. And I do love every once in a while when like a partner tries to stick their nose into something. I'm like, you should really respond. It's like, you don't even know the intricacies. You don't know the history. You don't even understand. Like, I feel like it's like when you have that kind of like a friendship from a long time ago that a partner wasn't around for, and especially you haven't grown with these people, you don't know them anymore. Like Kara said, you don't know them anymore.
Yeah.
And you're not ruining anyone's life by not texting back.
Yeah. I would keep your fingers out of it. But the problem is then you don't know how it's going to resolve itself. Is there a fourth party? Is there like another person that's still involved with them that you could just go, hey, you know what? Keep me posted if anything happens at the wedding. I'm just wondering. Like now I'm dying to know what Sarah's going to do. Like I'm dying to know, but you don't need to be the one that reports back to us on that. I don't like it for you.
No. But take care of yourself, and good for you for not taking the bait. Because sometimes, because you want to see how it goes, you'll be like, why? What's going on? You kind of want to ask a couple of leading questions, but good for you. I'm proud of you. I don't think that I would have had the strength.
Yeah. All right. Let's get into our next email.
You got
hey, Karen, Jackie, big fan of the show for a few months now. Y'all have become some of my faves to listen to while I'm having a drink and getting tan in my backyard.
Hell yeah.
Keep being the best bitches affectionately to listen to. Short version, my older brother's 3 toddlers stressed me out and kept me from enjoying large portions of the family vacation. Would I be the bitch if I skip next year because of it?
Ooh.
Long version. And I won't lie. This is Kara making an editorial note. I won't lie that this one hits close to home. That's why I wanted to read it.
Love it.
Long version. I have a big family, 5 siblings. My older brother is several years older than the rest of us, all mid to late 20s, except for the youngest sibling. He is the only one of us with kids, a teen, a 3-year-old, and 2-year-old twins. and a baby.
Whoa.
So the brother has
wow.
The brother has 5 kids. Okay.
How do you have the time to conceive that last one with a 3-year-old and 2-year-old twins?
People forget how fertile they are right after they give birth and they fuck right away. And
wow.
It's that's how you end up like this. Yeah. So back to the note, we're all a bit scattered to the wind. So the one time we're mostly under one roof is the yearly family vacation. Though sometimes someone will not make it. My parents book a rental in Florida and invite all of us to come down. We go to the beach. We go out to eat a couple times. We chill around the pool for a week. I was looking forward to spending time with my siblings and parents and having a nice, relaxing time after a stressful year so far. Cue the toddlers. While last year wasn't as bad, this year they were complete menaces at nearly every turn. At least one of the 3 was screaming and fussing at any time. Restaurants were the worst. At the beach, we all stepped up in various capacities to watch the littles, and I feel like I barely get to spend any actual time with my siblings or parents, never mind putting a damper on any relaxation. While my brother and his family booked their own rental, they even came over to my parents' rental a few evenings, meaning even that was loud and stressful. It's not like we didn't have time without the toddlers, but it was few and far between. More incidental than anything planned or major. Even when not around, they dominated the vacation. My mom was at their rental a lot, meaning I didn't see her during downtimes. The one time she invited me to go out thrifting with her, my sister-in-law and my teenage niece, and the first place we went was a secondhand store for kids' clothes and toys that I obviously had no interest in, and sister-in-law brought the baby. I carried her around the store while they looked at toddler clothes. She would giggle and when I blew raspberries on her, also very cute.
Very cute.
Also, I got to work on my arm strength while toting her. We went to a different place after, but had to cut it short for time. It's not like I don't care about my nieces and nephews. There were times where they were cute and sweet, and I don't mind keeping an eye on the baby for small pieces or watching the toddlers play here or there. It wasn't 24/7 toddler terror either. There were small pockets of quiet time. And one day my husband and I skipped to the beach to go to a museum even, but I can't stand the screaming in public. I lingered in a bathroom for a few minutes at one restaurant because I dreaded going back to the noise. I wanted to issue a formal apology to the servers, the staff, and anyone in earshot. It was miserable. Why I think I'm the bitch is that, well, for starters, my parents cover the majority cost of the trip, so I feel like I can't complain to them about this. They also insist we can spend the week however we want, meaning I don't have to be part of it if I don't want to. And reasonably, I know that once children are involved, they require a degree of focus and attention. Kids are sometimes noisy. It happens. But I still feel annoyed that my brother brought his kids to everything the family did, meaning any major event meant time with fussy, unruly toddlers as well. Maybe I'm just annoyed that they aren't more well-mannered even by toddler standards. I know my parents and family won't really mind if I take a pass next vacay. Someone usually has to skip for scheduling reasons anyways, but it feels like a bitch move to bow out because I don't like the family part of the family vacation. Added note, my mom visits them regularly because they live closer, so it's not like she's making up for missing time. So am I the bitch? Should I skip or make some excuse to skip, or do I just need to temper my expectations once kids get involved? Sincerely, a gal who just wants to get buzzed at the beach.
Honestly, this is perfect for me and you, Kara.
Perfect.
This is a great question for us.
Because I literally do this exact thing.
Yes.
I'm from a big family. Only me and my youngest brother have kids. Our kids are the exact same age, which is now 4 and 6. So we've got 2 4-year-olds and 2 6-year-olds, and we all come to my brother's house where my 2 brothers and sisters are all child-free. So, and my sister, my brother and his husband, and my sister and her husband, and then my other brother. 5 people that are child-free, and then the rest of us.
Oh God.
And it's like, I get it. Like, sometimes I don't want my fucking kids to be there, you know?
Yeah.
And like, what was really cool one year that we did is we did get a babysitter, and we went out. We got a babysitter for the 4 kids. And we went out and just had an adult dinner. I think as like the problem with your vacations is that they seem to me for you to be unbalanced.
Mm-hmm.
You seemingly really like when you get to go on the little jaunt with your husband and do the museum. Plan an extra couple one of those. Maybe try to go, hey, I thought we could do an adult night going bowling. Is there any way I could help us find a babysitter or something like that so we could all do like kind of a Sibs night?
A Sibs night, yes.
You know, like,
yes.
Like show your interest in doing that, like with them so that they know that, because like, I think I would go, oh, message received. Like, because listen, Kids have to go to dinner with their families. Kids are not going to learn. I've talked about this on this podcast before. Kids will not learn how to behave in public if they are not brought in public.
Right.
And I understand. I hate nothing more than my kids screaming in public and being shits in public. And if they're doing it at length, I take them out. I don't understand when people don't do that. That's frustrating for me as well. So I guess you going to the bathroom or figuring out your ways that you can extricate yourself and like keep your sanity during those moments is important. But I also think like just maybe prioritizing a couple of events throughout the trip that are just, and I will also say it does get better. Like they are at such a tough fucking age.
Yes.
Like I think this year is the first year that it's going to be much more chill. The kids can all mostly swim on their own. They can just chill out and watch TV and like be sort of unsupervised for a little bit more than in past times. They're all potty trained now. Like there's just been past years where it's been like, fuck, this is so unrelaxing, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm the parent part of it and I'm not relaxed, you know? So I get how you as a child-free person would feel that way. So I guess what I'm saying is don't not go unless it's the only trip you can do all year. Like it's the only time you get off work and you can't afford to do your own vacation and your mom pays for this one. So you want to do this one. Then I would say skip it, I guess. Like, but if because you should have a vacation that's truly relaxing for you if it's the only one you get all year.
Yes.
If you get a separate vacation with you and your husband or you and your girls or whatever, then you should do that. Then stay on the family vacation and then you have your other relaxing vacation and understand that these are two different vacations and that not every vacation is going to be pina coladas and total relaxation, you know?
I think that's really what it is. If you can change your perspective to know that this is not going to be a relaxing vacation for you. I feel like there are certain, like I talk with friends that have kids, and I know that there's often the distinguishment between a vacation and a trip. And oftentimes a vacation is not usually where you're watching the kids the entire time. I feel that like that's a trip. And I feel like oftentimes, and maybe this is just, I'm speaking from my own experience with my family, but family vacations for me are often not relaxing. And I am the people pleaser of my family. So I'm usually trying to temper a bunch of people and like who's upset about what. And so I see it as a little bit more work. But I also see it as work that I am down to put into my family once a year.
Right.
Because this is the big time when you guys are all together. And it might not. And I know that your parents pay for it or your mom pays for it, but you still have to pay to like be a part of it, to get groceries. You know, it's like you're still getting, you know, a cab to the airport if you're doing, you know, it's like it still adds up to like extra expenses. But I think that since it does seem like you're on the fence about it, that it is important to know and also to grow your relationship with your nieces and nephews as well, while also seeing your family.
Yeah.
But it's not always easy. And sometimes you got to show up and be like, I got a smile on my face and we're gonna make it
but
together.
like, also my siblings like will just be like, I'm going to take off for a little bit. Like, feel free to just leave and go do what you want. You do not need to be a babysitter like on your family
That's
trip.
exactly. See, this is what I was just about to bring up. As the people pleaser on the vacay, I often would find myself watching kids I don't want to watch, doing things I don't want to do because I wasn't, even though everyone was like, go do your own thing. I wouldn't go do my own thing because I felt an obligation. I'm trying to right now, listen to my words. I'm releasing you from the obligation. It's not yours. It's your siblings. They're not your kids. It's so hard to separate yourself from that. I would say I wouldn't go out to dinner with them anymore. But that doesn't mean you don't go to the vacation.
Yeah.
Maybe that night you stay in and then you have a night at home with your husband where you make some food, just the two of you, throw some food on the grill. Get some lobster tail. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that, like Kara said, take that time for you and do what you need rather than saying, then I don't get any of the trip. Make it work for you.
But at the same time, too, like, give your sibling a little bit of grace because, like,
give some grace.
I sometimes am like, I do sometimes feel like people without kids, they don't understand. Like, I am trying to get them to be quiet. Like,
of course,
I'm doing my best, and like, And granted, is it annoying when you see somebody at a restaurant who's letting their kids scream while they're fucking on their phone scrolling? I want to kill those people.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, but if someone's like trying, like sometimes I do feel like my siblings are like the ones that don't have kids are not giving me enough like grace in that way. And I'm like, guys, like I'm doing the best I can. And I would also like to be in the pool drinking high noons with you right now.
That's also
like, that is also where I would like to be, and I can't. Like, so.
And maybe, honestly, maybe it might bring you and your sibling together. That, like, I know that you're saying you want even less time, but maybe if you went to talk to them about it and even said, like, maybe one night after you put them down, we'll stay and watch them, and you guys go out for a night. And I know that's the opposite of what this person writing in is asking about right now, but that is a show of sign of like a, hey, I'm trying here. And I know that like they can't change the kids. The kids are going to be the kids.
Yeah.
That's just, they're going to be, I mean, there's a baby, there's 2-year-olds and a 3-year-old. Like I can't even imagine. Like,
I know you're like, they're not well behaved for toddler standards. Listen, I've said it. We're not allowed to hit kids. You know, you can't smack a kid. You're just like, there's only so much you can do when a kid is like completely freaking out in public. If you're talking about dinners out, that's probably close to their bedtime. They're dysregulated.
Especially they're in a different place.
And they're in a different place. Like they're just, it's like, I know you meet some people's kids where the kids are just like a fucking little dream and they'll just sit at a restaurant and they'll just color doodle on a page. And sometimes my kids do that. And other times they run into the fucking kitchen of the restaurant. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's no acceptable behavior for toddlers, really. There's no like standard that like certain toddlers aren't meeting. So just have a little bit of patience in that. But also say to yourself, the dinner out with the toddlers is not working for me. I will go out for a big sibling dinner or something, or like, let's plan one night where we all go out and we leave the kids with a babysitter. Like I cannot do the sibling dinner until they're like older.
Until they're older.
5, 6, and 7 or 4, 5, 6. Like it'll be much better. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So just give it a couple more years. It will get better. But also I totally feel you. And I think.
And you're valid for feeling this way. I mean, I'm saying that like I would also.
Yeah.
But it would take so much for me to say no to a free vacation.
That's the thing.
That's the thing.
In my personality, I could never turn that down.
Never.
If you have the means to turn down a free vacation and you want to skip next year, skip next year because next year they're still all going to be super young. The year after that, it's like there'll be 1 2-year-old and then there'll be like a 4, 2 5s and a 6, or maybe I'm doing the math wrong, but you know what I mean?
It'll be easier.
There'll be a 3. They'll be better. It'll be better. So maybe skip 1 year, but I think also there's ways you can go and tailor the vacation to your needs and wants.
Good luck though. Let us know what you end up deciding because now I'm curious. Color me curious.
Now we're invested.
Yep.
And yeah, I'm just like, I'm excited for this one this year because I do think it's going to be the best yet. I just think it gets better and better with how my kids
as they get older.
Yeah.
Honestly, man, I know that it takes some time. There's quite a bit, but man, my niece is 19 now and I'm obsessed with her. She's the best. But I understand. It takes time.
Totally. All right. Well, that is our episode, guys. We got to wrap it up. But as always, if you have ever stood up at a wedding and objected or been to one where that's happened, if you've ever done something super petty, like thumbs downing 6 months worth of text messages, please, high stakes, low stakes. We want to hear it all. We love getting your submissions. We're sorry we can't answer them all. Follow us at Who's the Bitch LPN. That's where we put up some of our bitchlets on Instagram, which are sort of smaller, low stakes ones that we can just answer really quick. And then all the other ways that you can call, leave a voicemail, DM, those are all, or email, those are all at who'sthebitch.com.
Thank you guys so much for joining us every week. Thanks for sending in your questions and your pettinesses and just your general Who's the Bitchery.
Yeah.
We're sending you so much love. Get out there. Be careful out there. It's hot. Everybody goes crazy when it's too hot outside. So
have
be careful.
Have a safe summer.
Right.
You know what? Stay in, throw the AC on. Tell a friend about Who's the Bitch. Write a review of Who's the Bitch on Apple or Spotify,
Yes.
Leave us a little review and help spread the word. We'd love you for
Never
it.
see the sun again. Love you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
This show is made possible by listeners like you. Thanks to our ad sponsors, you can support our shows by supporting them. For more shows like the one you just listened to, go to lastpodcastnetwork.com.